Okay, so if you're looking at something like this, where you got your background and your figures, then you did everything correct. If you're looking at something like, let me show you, like that, then you made a mistake. And the mistake you made is you added a layer mask to the very last one. And the last one we don't have to actually add these masks to because we want the rest of the background to show up. This bottom one will actually be your background with your character and everything else that's in there. So if you did do that, you can actually just click on the little black mask that's down here, drag it to the trash. You'll get this message that says apply mask to layer before removing. Do not apply it because we don't want the mask. It was made by mistake. The only way you might want to do that is if you took multiple shots of your space without your character and you made a high dynamic range photograph that you're going to put on the background, which you can do for a little extra credit if you want to, but that'll be in the last video. Okay? But for the most part, the rest of you guys that aren't doing that, this is the way it should be. You have a mask in all of them, but just not in the bottom. Now, at this point, we want to touch things up a little. I'm going to zoom in kind of close, go over to the very first one, and you can kind of tell, if you look carefully here, my backgrounds didn't line up perfectly. Even though I had a tripod, I guess maybe when I was like pushing the shutter, things moved slightly, so it didn't line up perfectly. So I'm going to start with the first one, which is right over here. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I'm in the mask. Okay? And the first one is right over here. This is actually the first one, sorry. The next one is right here. And we're just going to touch up the mask on this area. And it's going to be really easy. We're in the mask area, and we're going to paint with black. Okay? And get a normal brush. And that's probably big enough. And you can't really see much, but you can see the little edges kind of disappearing. And you just paint with black close to your figure, going all the way around, wherever you can see kind of like a weird edge. Okay? And if you don't see a weird edge, if it looks okay to you, double check, because it might not look okay to me. Look very carefully. Alright? Because I will take off points if I can see that kind of a line. That one's done, so I'm going to click on the next mask. Remember, click on the mask, not the actual thumbnail. Okay, we're adding to our mask, we're just fixing this up. And it's a good idea to always do a stroke and then pick up your brush. Draw a line, pick up your brush. If you do it all in one, if you mess up and you do a Control-Z, you'll go backwards too far, and you'll have to start over again. But if I just do short little strokes and pick up my pen, if I do a Control-Z once, I don't go back that far. Or I'm sorry, a Command-Z for you guys on the Macs. So just little brush strokes, pick up your brush, or stop drawing with your mouse for a second, and then do some new drawings. And just work your way all the way through. Kind of get close, try not to draw on your figure, but just get close until you can't really see how the background is off. Just don't get too close. Right over there I might have gotten a little too close and you're seeing a little weirdness on the hair. You might consider using a soft brush. This is actually a hard brush. This would actually help the most. These are automatically your softer brushes, so these are probably the ones you want to use. If you use a hard brush, you're going to get kind of like this little hard edge over here. So I would actually want to do a lot of undos. Go back and just make sure you use the soft brush. And if I do get close to my character, or my person, in this case my son, you're not going to get a very hard edge. This is looking a lot better when I do get close. It gives it a fuzzy edge, which just looks more natural. So if you weren't aware that you can have hard edges or soft edges, you can. And this is hardness, but the more you apply it, the harder or crisper that edge becomes. Okay? And this one is pretty good. Down here is not very good. See, there's a big old circle. Let's get rid of that. Got a big old circle over here. Get rid of that. Down here where it's grassy, be kind of organic about it. Kind of missed the one previously. There, we'll get that too. Fix that up. Okay, now we're on the third one. There's the third one. Whoa, my bad. See, look, I clicked on the actual picture and it drew. Command-Z. And so forth. I think you got it. This video pretty much is just cleaning your pictures up. So I would actually go through and clean them all up and then look at the next video. Okay? Very, very easy though. Make sure it looks good. If you have things like this, you want to actually, mask it off right up to your character, okay? And if it looks fine, you know, obviously, if it looks good and you can't really tell, you can't see any weird edges, then don't do anything to it, okay? And that's it.